We're coming together as a collective of 33 plus artists, Native American, and we're putting our images that have been passed down through generations and generations since for however how long onto something that is recognizable in this society, which is skateboard decks. We have artists that grown up on the reservation, they never moved away. But there's some artists that have never been to the reservation, or their homelands, I should say. So you get in that a very eclectic type of variety of show.
I would have never predicted I would have been here painting this, and just being here, being whole part of the process. It's really fun to see not only like how I interpret things, how I get to think of new ideas, how I can kind of paint a story onto a different medium, and to really illustrate and grab new up-and-coming artists and get the youth started too. Like, hey, it's not traditional, you can see this, see how you can mold your artwork, how you can mold your designs and kind of think differently. Even if they're not an artist, you can just kind of guide them like, hey, you don't have to be a certain way, you can do whatever you need to do and still remain like traditional. You can still be indigenous, you can just mold it into a way that you see fit.
Right now, understanding how we had to survive and live off the earth from our roots, to now understanding how we have to survive, quote unquote, in their world, another person, another society's culture. That adaptation that we have for our survival, not only just for our physical bodies to survive, but our culture to survive and our language, that's what Pivot indicates, that we're still here and we're still culturally saturated, even though, you know, somebody might drive an Escalade or ride a skateboard, they still have that cultural in them. Pivoting back and forth from that world is a remarkable feat.
Having all these traditional iconography meld with something very new and different. You can teach them about these different designs, what they mean, and how these stories, they can create all these different dialogue between people, between older and younger people. And older people will see it too, and they'll get different ideas, and they'll kind of talk to their own younger folk, and it's really fun to see.
Us as Native American, we've been putting symbols and different things on anything you can think of, from our jewelry to shoes to our water jugs to whatever. Positivity. That's how we as natives have always done art. You're wrapping stuff, leather wrap. You're doing beadwork. You're constantly thinking about stuff to make your things positive, you know. Even if you're thinking and filtering out things, the end result is always going to be positive. So there's a lot of positive energy in there, what artists are putting into the show.
So this one's called Rolling Thunder. So this is a geometric rain cloud design. So red is for people, yellow is for thunder, blue is for water. This part is what they call the heartline or the galaxy markings. They can either be interpreted as stars or kind of like to breathe life into that certain depiction. So this part is kind of like how you see rain clouds in the distance, you see those falling rain down there. That's what that depicts too. And this design normally goes onto our textiles. So women's dresses, men's shirts, it kind of appears everywhere. And I wanted to have, I really love putting like traditional designs on top of like their actual interpretation. So it's kind of like the rain cloud on top of clouds.
People are going to take away different aspects because there's so much to see. 33 artists plus 150 skateboards that are none of them are alike. You got the backdrop walls and the story behind it. When you're going to leave, you're going to be like, I never seen a show like that, you know. Native American, 100%. You know?
I'm very excited about that, just to see everybody's reaction and just seeing the boards that we have already. Oh, I'm just so excited to see everybody experience it.